Welcome back, everybody. Brew Day. So Brew Day this time is a Zombie Dust clone. I do have my notes and stuff here, so let's look at what's in this. So for the grain we have 12 pounds of 2-row, 1.125 of Munich, 8 ounces of Crystal 60L, 8 ounces of Carared. Now I have to say, the recipe called for Cara Foam, and I used Carared. When I went to Bell's to get the grain bill and stuff, I pulled 1 pound because Bell's has 1 pound packets, and just, paid for it, left, got home, started looking through everything, and realized it was Carared. So I'm guessing somebody put the 1 pound bag in the wrong spot. So then you have 8 ounces of Melanoiden malt. So that's our grain bill. Obviously, crush those up and get ready for the brew day. So then what I did was, this one was new to me because I did batch sparge. Now I did a 2-step batch sparge. So I heated my first runnings, or my first water volume of 5 gallons up to 160, probably 7 or 8. And then I put that in the mash tun, and once it was in range, I think it was about 155, 156, I added all my grain to it and stirred that up. The rest time, or the mash on this one, is 152 for 60 minutes. I think at the end of the mash, after the 60 minutes, I was at 153, so very close on my target, so that was good. So what I did after that is I Vorlofted until I got clear, and I put that into my pot. Now, this is where the 2-step batch sparge comes in, which I've never done before. Is I heated up almost 5 more gallons of water. The Brewsmith is saying, or Beersmith is saying 3.95 gallons of water, but I took it up more because I wanted more final volume to go into the carboy. So almost 5 gallons. I heated that up to about 170, put that in a hot liquor tank to hold until I needed it. Then once I did my mash in, once that time was up, I Vorloff, like I said, put that into the pot. Then I dumped my second batch sparge water into the mash tun, then Vorloffed right away, and then pulled the rest of that into the kettle. Now, my first runnings, if I remember correctly, if I look at my thing, my first runnings came out to 18 bricks. And I had 3.75 gallons in my brew pot. So out of the 5 that I started with, the grain bill soaked up about 1.25 gallons of water. So make sure you guys are taking notes on that kind of stuff for future stuff, just in case. So my second runnings, like I said, after I Vorloffed the first time, I put my second batch sparge water in there, and you Vorloff immediately, set that grain bed, then you can go directly into your pot. The runnings for that came out to be 7 bricks. So in the end, before my boil, my water was at 7.5. I think it was a tiny bit higher. So I had 7.5 gallons of water in my pre-boil, and technically my pre-boil gravity came out to be 14 bricks. So once that came up to a boil, and as you guys can see from all the video, I almost boiled over. Make sure you guys are watching it when you get to that boil, because even 7.5 gallons in a 15-gallon pot can boil over. So make sure you watch that. So here is the hop, or the hop bill for this zombie dust clone. We have 0.75 ounces of Citra at 60 minutes. Then we have 1.25 ounces of Citra at 15 minutes. Then 1.25 ounces of Citra at 10 minutes. 1.25 ounces of Citra at 5 minutes. Then the normal clone calls for 1.25 ounces of Citra at 1 minute. But because I had an extra 0.25 ounces left over, I put that in at 1 minute. So my 1 minute was actually 1.5 ounces. Then once that was all done, obviously you cool it down, then you put it in the carboy. My pre-boil gravity compared to my beersmith was off by 1 point. So they wanted 1056 and I hit 1055. Then at the end, my post-boil gravity was supposed to be per beersmith 1068 and I hit 17 bricks. So close. Then obviously I made a 1 liter starter, and the actual zombie dust clone calls for London ESB Ale Yeast, which is Y Yeast 1968. Bell's only carries white labs, so I use WLP 0002 on this one. So we'll see how that finishes out for us. But as you guys can see by the picture, the carboy, the liquid in the carboy is going crazy. The yeast are loving it, and it's going like mad. So overall, I think a pretty good brew day. We will see how it turns out. I still need to go back and obviously refine some stuff, because as you can see by the water volume in the carboy, I'm right at 5 gallons, and I had more like 5, I don't remember if I just said 4 or 5, but I had 5 gallons in the carboy, and actually in the pot itself, I had probably 5.5, 5.75 in there. So a lot of trubs still came out, even though I used the muslin bag for the hops to try and keep all that stuff out, but you're still going to get stuff in there no matter what. So we will keep an eye on this, because after 3 days, or once fermentation is over, you're going to add 3 more ounces of Citra to this for a dry hop. Then I'm going to let that sit 5 to 7 days, and then we will keg it and get it ready to drink from there. So overall, I think a pretty good beer. As most of you guys know, I love Citra hops, so we will see how this turns out. Do you guys have any questions? If so, leave them below. Have you guys made this clone before? If so, also leave a comment below. And don't forget to subscribe. And until next time, happy brewing.